Jaden Hicks has been a source of hopeful optimism ever since he set foot in Kansas City. It started when he was drafted in the 4th round, and draft pundits were telling us what a steal he was. I believe Dane Brugler had him as a 2nd rounder and said that he was the best safety in the draft in his opinion. Hicks's play throughout the year, making splash plays in his limited role, has only increased the optimism, and his role has slowly increased as well, making us think that maybe he's getting ready for bigger and better things. His play against the Broncos in Week 18 was no exception. He had a couple big splash plays that we're going to cover right now and talk about what Jaden Hicks looks like and what we hope he can be in the future. Let's start with this play here. We're in the 3rd quarter of the game. The Chiefs are down 24-0. There's 11:18 to go in the game, and the Broncos have a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Let's take a look at this play, and then we'll break it down. So we've got Bo Nix in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide and a tight end to his right, and then he's got a wide receiver motion left. Takes the snap and drops back. He steps up and throws across his body to Courtland Sutton, and Jaden Hicks has a great contest, forces the incomplete pass. So what happens in this play? Let's take a look at the guy that we're interested in here, Jaden Hicks. So he's starting this play lined up, looking like a 2-deep look as the Broncos come in motion. So he started a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to drop back as they motion a receiver over to the left. Pre-snap kind of looks like 2-deep coverage. But then as Bo Nix drops back, it looks like it falls more into a cover 3 principle. You've got Brian Cook as the middle 3rd defender, and you see Najee Johnson is dropping deep and Joshua Williams dropping deep, while Jaden Hicks is starting to come down a little bit, spinning down. So it's a little more of a kind of 3-deep principle with Jaden Hicks coming underneath with the other 3 underneath defenders. So you see what the Broncos are doing here is they're running kind of deep crossers. So they've got Sutton coming over, and then the slot here is running what looks like a little more like a post, and they've got a go route down the numbers on the outside. And so if you watch Hicks, he's coming down as the underneath defender, and noticing that over here he's got Sutton coming across the formation, and there isn't really much of a threat over the middle that he needs to take care of. You've got Ajay over here manning the flat over here. So Hicks keys on Sutton and ends up just running with him. And look at, you've got the nice 2 defenders underneath. Hicks running with Sutton. And Bo Nix doesn't really like anything that he's got, right? So he's got a post route that's running over the middle, but it's coming right into the zone that Najee Johnson is dropping into. Then you've got Williams on the back hip of the go route, and Brian Cook is pretty well over the top of that. So besides the flat, which this is something that Chiefs kind of did all day, they dropped really deep. You see how deep the linebackers are. They're at the 10-yard mark. So they're basically giving up almost anything underneath. Joshua Ajay is the only defender that is guarding a zone within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. But they don't really have, they have the running back leaking out a little late, so if Bo Nix wanted, he could have just dumped it off here and got yards after the catch. It was just something he was doing all day. But in this case, he decided he wanted Sutton, even though there is a lot of activity around him. To make, you can tell at this point he was really feeling himself, right? He's up 24-0, but he's stepping up in the pocket this way, and he's going to throw across his body, and look at what he's looking at. You've got Sutton with 3 guys within 2 yards of him. This is what's happening as Bo Nix is making the throw. I mean, hardly an open receiver, but, Nix is up 24-0. He's feeling good about himself. He's like, I'm going to chuck it across my body and see what happens. And it's a pretty good throw. He throws it in a place where it's possible for Sutton to get it. This is a pretty good throw. And the window's not that good, right? He could easily miss this throw over, and if he went underneath at all, there's a chance that this gets picked off. And I just love Jaden Hicks' contest here. This is really the reason why this play is exciting. if Jaden Hicks has ball skills like this, remember, Cortland Sutton, one of the best contested catch receivers in the league. And Jaden Hicks went up, and this isn't an easy catch for Sutton because he's coming across and has to stop and go up for it. But Hicks with a great contest here, much better than you expect out of a safety. And if you remember, the week before, Hicks had a great contest and knocked a ball away against George Pickens. He got called for taunting after that play. George Pickens, again, another one of the best contested catch receivers in the league. So it's not just the play here that's exciting, it's who the play's against. And if Jaden Hicks can make these kinds of plays against this caliber of receiver, it's very exciting to see what his potential could be going forward. So we can see this from the end zone view. There's the rotation. Here's Hicks right here. Hicks drops back into that cover 2 look like we said. And then you see Nix. This is how he threw this ball. Look at that. He's coming across, throwing across his body. So, and we saw earlier how small the window was. So you can tell he was really feeling himself. But look at this contest. Here's Hicks draped all over Sutton. It's really good coverage. And the contest makes it impossible to make this catch. I love this as a sign for Hicks going forward. If he's able to play like this, this will be a huge asset for the Chiefs to have this kind of safety and coverage. Now, the other Jaden Hicks splash play comes literally 2 plays later. You might call this the Jaden Hicks 3 and out. It's 3rd and 14 now with 10:50 to go in the third quarter. Broncos still up 24-0. And this is their 3rd and 14 play. We can break it down after we watch it. Bo Nix takes a snap from the gun and he throws a drag route over to Sutton, and Jaden Hicks plants him for a 2-yard gain, forcing a punt from the Broncos. So what happened on this play? You see now the Broncos are lined up here in the shotgun, look to be in 11 personnel with 1 running back and 1 tight end with we've got 4 wide receivers here. So this isn't a tight end, this is a tackle. This is actually, the tight end looks to be lined up right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 wide receivers. There's your tight end. Circle the right person, Ajay. And here in 11 personnel. And the Chiefs have Leo Chanel, who played Mike for a lot of the game here. He's playing Mike with Cam Jordan as linebacker, and then they've got 5 defensive backs. Here's Najee Johnson, Chris Roland Wallace, Brian Cook, Jaden Hicks, and Joshua Williams. So let's see what's going on here. The Chiefs look to be lined up in man-to-man, right? You've got Chanel, Roland Wallace, Najee Johnson, Joshua Williams in man. So this is actually a cover 1 man look. You've got Brian Cook as the deep safety and Jaden Hicks as the underneath robber. But they play match principles as the Chiefs often do, and it's clear that Joshua Williams' responsibility here is to take Cortland Sutton if he stays on his, in the boundary corner area. But if he's going to run with an inside release across the field, he's going to be Jaden Hicks' responsibility, and then Joshua Williams will drop into his zone and try to help on anybody crossing over. So you can see this in action. Joshua Williams is lined up here, man-to-man. And then as you see Sutton come inside, Williams, you see him point right there. Hey, take him. I'm passing him off. And so that's where Hicks keys onto him, and now he's Jaden Hicks' guy. So Hicks follows him. Joshua Williams drops back to help on any route that might be coming this way. So he becomes the extra defender underneath, and you got it deep, and then everybody else here is manned up. Chiefs often have match principles like this with various rules throughout their defense. But so now Hicks is running across the field with Cortland Sutton, and just look at how he closes when this ball is thrown. Comes in like a missile and no chance for anything after the catch. Look at that form tackle coming in right in his hips. Boom. Nothing. And this reminds me, honestly, of Justin Reed. I've been saying throughout Reed's time here in Kansas City that I've always felt that Justin Reed is the best player in the league at coming downhill and laying big hits without committing a penalty. And it looks like Jaden Hicks is learning from the best. I mean, look at that. That looks like Justin Reed just coming down, making a big hit. If you've got a safety that can contest and can come downhill and punish guys underneath from a robber position, that is very exciting. We can watch it from here. Here's Sutton coming across the field. And look at Hicks close. Look, he catches it, gets 2 feet down, no chance to turn it upfield. He just gets nailed, form tackle. You can't help but be excited by the prospect of this guy growing and developing in Kansas City. He was already highly touted, and now you see it, the flash plays when he's got his opportunities. If he's able to develop into this all-around safety that he looks like, he could be a huge asset to the Chiefs' defense going forward.